Well guys, 2018 has come to a close, and with that we enter 2019. There's going to be plenty of movies to go see this year, but which ones are going to be on our minds the most? Welcome to my first video of the new year. Today I'll be talking about my most anticipated movies of 2019, the ones I can't wait to see the most this year. There's going to be plenty of movies that people are going to be talking about this year, but I had to narrow it down to 10 for the ones I'm most excited to see. So at number 10 we have The Irishman. The Irishman is a Netflix movie, so you might have not heard of it. There's no trailers or anything yet, but I've heard of it for a while because it's one of my favorite filmmakers behind the camera, and that's Martin Scorsese. He's made films like Raging Bull and Goodfellas, but also more recent movies like The Wolf of Wall Street and Hugo that you might have heard of. And he won the Oscar for The Departed. He's a big deal, anyway. So even though it's not getting a theatrical release, that doesn't mean I'm less excited for the movie. I'm still definitely going to see it when it's coming out. It's also got Robert De Niro, which he has very good collaborations with. They work together a lot. And it's also got Al Pacino and Joe Pesci. It's going to be a big cast, and it's another true crime movie from these guys. And I've always loved, crime movies from Scorsese, so I'm very excited to see The Irishman. At number 9, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I really enjoyed the 2014 Godzilla when that came out in theaters, but I wasn't sure they'd be able to hold up with a sequel 5 years later. Considering Hollywood has kind of given up on monster movies, we can't even get a good Pacific Rim movie anymore. However, when the trailer came out in July, I was blown away by the visual look. That looks very different from the previous one, and also the big insanity of the scale and all the new monsters they're bringing in. It looks really cool. Plus it has Millie Bobby Brown, who we all love from Stranger Things. Speaking of which, Season 3 of that is coming out on July 4th. And this new Godzilla movie is also supposed to set up a Godzilla vs. King Kong movie, which is coming out next year. So that's going to be really cool. But for now we have King of the Monsters, which is sure to be an epic monster mashup. At number 8, John Wick Chapter 3. John Wick, I first saw it and I was just blown away. It's a simple plot, but it's delivered with such incredible action sequences that feel so fresh. And there's a lot of blood to it too, which is a lot of fun. Keanu Reeves is really good as John Wick, and I was just really impressed by what they did. It's really unique and fresh compared to other action movies that came out recently. So of course I saw the sequel when it came out in 2017, and that ending to that movie got me really excited for whatever's coming next. So now we're getting Chapter 3 on May 17th, and it's hopefully going to be able to top the last two movies and have some really insane action sequences. Number 7, Glass. Glass actually comes out very soon on January 18th, but there's a very important reason as to why I'm excited for it. You see, Unbreakable is one of my favorite movies now, ever since I saw it a couple years ago. And then in 2017, M. Night Shyamalan brilliantly connected another film of his, Split, with this one by putting an ending sequence where David Dunn, who is Bruce Willis's character from Unbreakable, kind of shows up in a sequence that wasn't set up before in the movie. So anyway, audiences freaked out, and of course Split paved the way for this inevitable sequel where Bruce Willis and James McAvoy are going to meet, and Samuel L. Jackson's also coming back. You see, I've been impressed with Shyamalan's work since his early movies like Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense and Signs, even though he has had some bad movies like The Village or After Earth, which was not good. But I think Split definitely regained my hope in his work, and I think he really has a passion for Glass. He's bringing two of his movies together, and I don't think there's a way he can mess this up. I'm really excited. It's going to be a huge team up and just an excellent way to build a superhero franchise like no other. Number 6, Toy Story 4. Okay, first of all, Pixar has been in my life for so long now. I've gone to like all their movies, and I've watched all of them so many times since I was young. When Toy Story 3 ended, I got emotional because it was a really powerful ending, and I'd watched Toy Story and Toy Story 2 so many times. So to see a franchise like that conclude so powerfully was just really pleasing for me to see. However, they're making another one now. I don't know why, because Toy Story 3 ended so well, but come on, it's Toy Story. How am I not going to be excited for it? They clearly have a good story. I don't think they're just making it for money, because it's 9 years later. Like, they probably wanted to end it, but then they came up with something really good that I don't know if it's going to top Toy Story 3, but that's not what I'm looking for when I'm going to watch Toy Story 4. I'm just hoping to see, Woody and the gang come back together and have some fun. Pixar always goes for stories that kids and adults can hold on to. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to be the best Toy Story movie. Maybe it'll be the worst, but I don't think it'll be a bad movie. Like, I don't remember the last time we got a bad movie from Pixar. Maybe Cars 2, which has been like 8 years now. But I don't think Toy Story 4 is going to fail at all. Like I said, I don't know if this movie is necessary, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do next with the Toy Story franchise. Hopefully, it'll be pleasing. Number 5, Spider-Man Far From Home. If you've seen Infinity War, you know why there's a problem with this movie coming out. I'm just going to say it. So if you haven't seen Infinity War, skip a bit, but I'm just going to say it. Spider-Man's dead. So the fact that he's dead means that he's obviously going to be resurrected in Avengers Endgame. So we don't want them to market it too soon because then they're going to spoil stuff from that. However, I'm still very excited considering I really enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming and I love the MCU. Thing is, Tom Holland has done a really good job as Spider-Man, better than Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in my opinion. I think they're going to do a very good job with this sequel. They're also bringing in Mysterio, who's played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and Nick Fury, who everyone loves, played by Samuel L. Jackson. Number 4, Captain Marvel. Yes, another Marvel movie. And you can expect that from a huge Marvel fan from me, that there's going to be multiple MCU movies on this list. I'm really excited for a new, fresh take in the superhero genre, which this could be. Like, I'm not sure how good this movie will be, but I'm very excited for sure, because it offers something different and unique. Of course, we got the first female lead in the MCU, and also we got Nick Fury, who's going to be in, I think, all 3 of the Marvel movies this year. I've already talked a lot about Captain Marvel in my trailer review for that, which you should definitely go watch. But for now, all I'll say is this. It takes place in the 90s before all the MCU movies like Iron Man, and it features a lot of new characters, including Carol Danvers herself and the Star Force, who are part of the Kree. And it's also going to pave the way for Captain Marvel's appearance in Avengers Endgame, which we all know was set up when Nick Fury called her at the end of Infinity War. Number 3 is one you might not have heard about yet. It's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The reason I'm excited for this movie, there's no trailer yet and it's not a sequel, but I'm excited because of the man behind the camera, Quentin Tarantino. I've seen like all this guy's movies, and I don't think I've disliked any of them. I love Kill Bill, I love Pulp Fiction, I love Django Unchained, I love Inglourious Bastards. I don't think I've missed any of his films, and I'm not going to miss this new one for sure. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio in the lead role, who finally won a well-deserved Oscar a couple years ago for The Revenant. It's also got Brad Pitt and a bunch of other actors, some of which have been in Tarantino's previous movies. It takes place in the 60s Hollywood and promises to have violence, cursing, and plenty of clever writing and fun. Quentin Tarantino always defies expectations and dares to go beyond what other filmmakers have made. And, you know, some people don't like him because of all the violence he's had in his movies, but I personally love his style, and I'm not going to miss this new film that's hitting theaters on July 26th. Number 2, Star Wars Episode 9. I love Star Wars, I love The Force Awakens, and I love The Last Jedi. Why would I not go see this on the opening day? I know fans have been a bit divided on the new Star Wars movies, but I personally love the way Disney has revived Star Wars from, you know, the prequels, which I did not really like. I really enjoyed these new ones though. Even Rogue One and Solo were fairly decent, even though not the best. You know, this trilogy that The Force Awakens started is going to come to an end this December, and I'm really excited because all these stories have been so powerful. They're about, you know, discovering who you are and becoming a hero. Even though not everyone was pleased with the results of some of the mysteries that The Force Awakens started, I'm really excited for this powerful conclusion to the story that A New Hope started, because it's actually going to be the end of the Skywalker saga if we ever see more Star Wars movies, because I'm not sure if you will, considering that fans have been divided on this stuff, and Solo kind of bombed at the box office. With J.J. Abrams coming back, as well as Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver, and even Carrie Fisher's being brought back in unused footage, rest in peace. And I just think it's going to be a really great conclusion. There's no reason why not to be excited for what's going to be an epic, another expectation-defying Star Wars movie coming out on December 20th. Before I reveal my number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I've seen evil, and I'm looking at it now.
Well, look who it is!
Not a word.
welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
And we've made it to number 1, my most anticipated movie of 2019. At my number 1 spot is Avengers Endgame. Alright, this was easy to guess if you've seen my trailer review and if you know how much I love Marvel and how much I was excited for this movie ever since Infinity War ended. Yeah, I'm really excited for Endgame, as you can see, because it's going to be this big conclusion to 22 Marvel movies, and it's going to be the last time we see Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, all those actors on the big screen. I've talked about it a lot already, but all I'm going to say is I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to die, who's going to make it out alive, if anyone's going to come back from the dead or not. But all I know is it's going to be epic and it's going to make so much money, and a lot of fans are so hyped for this movie, including myself. This is going to be definitely something not to miss, and everyone's going to be talking about it when it comes out. I don't know if I'm going to get through it, but it's going to be a very powerful movie, I hope. Marvel's barely ever disappointed. I guess Ant-Man the Wasp and Ant-Man were kind of mediocre, but other than that, I've loved almost every Marvel movie, and I don't think Avengers Endgame is going to be an exception, along with a bunch of other superhero movies that I'm very excited for, but this one is the one I'm most excited for the entire year. So there you have it, my most anticipated movies of 2019. Let me know what you're most excited for. Was there anything I missed, or anything on here that you're just like, nope, not watching that? Anyway, let me know. I'm going to come out with a best movies video, best movies of 2018, and eventually my Golden Slice Awards. Hopefully I'll have that finished by next month.